Hi guys, welcome to my recap today for the 11th of September. And a great day today. Anybody who's trading in the markets, as long as you were basically following with some of the trends, you probably did quite well. But you can see here today we had 104 pips is what I pulled on the market. 5 wins, couple break evens, 1 loss, and summer trading is over. I certainly hope so. Things have been very slow the past couple months. Volumes have been pretty close to record lows. And so it's nice to see things open up a bit, getting some really nice big moves. So might as well just get to it, show you what I did. The first one here was a type 1, and it's just kind of a with trend short. Always difficult though during Frankfurt hour. There's definitely a lot of reversals that can happen. So when it didn't go and we essentially had a false break, we had a type 2 set up. And if you don't know these trade types, you can check out the blog www.samuraiforextrading.com, and I go through all the different trade types there, or at least the basic ones that we use. And so anyways, we had a type 2 here, which was a really nice long, and this one just shot off, as you can see on the M5. And so I didn't want to exit too early because there was a lot of momentum to it, so I just started kind of manually. I wasn't actually moving my stop here. This was more of like a mental stop as I was kind of coming along. And once we got into the 2800, I thought there's a fairly good chance we could hold up in here. Had some other indications that we might do so. And I eventually got out here for 34 pips. As you can see, I could have done quite a bit better, so it wasn't my best management, but I rarely get every pip that's available. I just try to get as big a chunk as I can out of the move. So I'm still fairly happy with that. 34 pips is definitely a good haul to get, even before London Open. With London Open, there was a lot of action came into the market, but I couldn't find a setup here. There was no longs by our system, there was no shorts, so nothing really set up. This thumbs down here was one that I could have taken, but I wasn't willing to really go long yet, or go short yet, sorry. I was still very focused on going long. But once we came down into here, I had another type 2, kind of a false break, and there were some other indications on the M5 chart that I use that made me feel very strongly about this as a potential long to get one more leg kind of in the move up. And I was hoping to get a bit higher. I was hoping to get up to these previous highs here. But basically, once we came up above the 2800, started struggling, I gave it an extra chance to push, and when it didn't, I just took my 10 pips. And from there, I did take this trade short. It's a very aggressive type 1 SP, not the best of trades. I just like the way it was holding on the 2800. And so I was very quick when it held down in this previous area to basically go to break even. And just, take that one off the table. Didn't want it to come back on me. But not the best trade, like I said. But then again, there was a better opportunity here that I found where things were starting to slope down a little bit more. And I kind of figured, even though we had that big move earlier, now we had settled a bit. And we might come down some to find orders again to make another move up. So I took this short, worked out pretty well. Once it had broken this area that it was struggling with a little bit, worked quite well, and I let it come back a bit before I was pretty confident that we had ended that move and took my 16 pips. And from there, we had a strong move up, and I was looking to get long in here, and I couldn't find anything on the RB3, the range bar 3 charts, but I do watch range bar 4 as well when it comes to EU, and I don't trade it all that often. It's only if I can't find a range bar 3 setup in most cases. And so you can see here on the range bar 4, both these thumbs up were ones that I did take on the range bar 3, but there were setups that were valid on the range bar 4 as well. But I prefer the range bar 3 because I can keep my risk just a little bit smaller. But what I did find is I did find a long in here when I couldn't find one on the range bar 3, and it was a 1 SP, special type of type 1 trade that we take in fairly strong markets and fairly strong trending markets, and especially with the way we've been moving up today. Definitely was happy with that. And you can see this is getting into New York, and a lot of times what we will see is if we have a big strong move in the European morning, New York will try to continue that move. They'll at least attempt it. So I did want to get long there, and this one again just absolutely took off. We had some news and stuff coming out in here, but it took a little while to go. But once it went, it really went. And I took this one all the way up in here. Again, could have had a little bit more. We had this final burst up here that extended the range bar because it was so quick. And at that point, you knew that we were probably going to chop around for a little bit. And So I didn't find anything else in here in terms of a counter trend. I wouldn't have wanted to, considering how strong that was. This is one that could have been taken as kind of an aggressive type 1 sort of thing, but I was not interested again, not after that extremely strong move, so I passed on that one. But still, you could see that even at worst, you probably would have had break even. But the nice thing about not taking that is that I wasn't in a trade, so I was able to take a long here on a 2 dB setup. Again, just interested in that more or less because of how strong this move was. I was looking to get long again. It was a valid setup. It's one that we talk about in the Elite Range Bar trading course. And so I took that one. I tried to give it a bit of time. Again, more spiky price action. Things were very volatile today. But I eventually took my pips in here when I gave it a few chances to kind of break this previous high, and it couldn't do it. So I took the 11 pips, and then I took a quite foolish trade, to be honest with you. After all the good trading I had done, I took this very foolish type 1, just trying to get a short down into these lows again. I thought we might be a little bit range bound coming into the New York afternoon. Turns out I was quite wrong. Came back on me pretty fast, so I got out. Sorry about that, phone went off in the middle of the video, but yeah, just explaining this final short here, which was a pretty silly one. So I didn't take the full loss here, but full loss would have just been 6 pips anyways. So not exactly the best way to end the day, taking what would be a very aggressive and kind of foolish short, but not too big a loss anyways. And once I had taken that, I was pretty much convinced that should be the end of my day because that was probably a poor decision. And there wasn't really a long in here anyways. Things were getting fairly choppy. So this is basically where I just wrap things up. So it was definitely a good day. We haven't seen a whole lot of these bigger 100 pip days over the summer, and that's kind of the way it often is. But definitely there's looking to be some more volatility in the market. An excellent trading day, very good pips to be made. So any questions or anything, you can leave them for me. Or be sure to check out the blog at samuraiforextrading.com, and you can take a look at more detail on our Elite Range Bar trading system there. All right, thanks guys. Bye.